You can admit everybody.
Okay, no.
One is here.
Mm-hmm. It's usually not this one.
Yeah, I know. Here's like.
All right, good evening, everyone. I'm going to call the meeting to order at 6:32.
I didn't even see this. No.
It's okay. So first on our agenda is just welcome and introductions. My name is Ramdot Singh. I'm the chair of the youth committee. Is he gonna go next?
Yeah. Hi there, everybody. My name is Cesar and I'm the vice chair of the youth committee.
Kevin Wade, board member.
Karen Walker, board member as well.
Sylvia, you wanna go next? Just introduce yourself. Sylvia, can you hear us?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay, can you just introduce yourself?
I'm just visiting.
Thank you. All right, we'll go to Mary.
Hi, my name is Mary Villises. I work for Atmosphere Academy. I'm the sixth grade grade leader there.
Amazing, welcome. We'll pass it on to Chloe.
Hi, hello, good afternoon. My name is Mrs. Chloe Hamblin. I'm the seventh grade leader at Atmosphere Academy.
Welcome, and I'm going to pass it on to, is that Modestine?
Hi, my name is Modestine Cobbs. I also work at Atmosphere. I'm the community associate.
Welcome, and the Ms. Gucci, can you just introduce yourself with your full name and what organization you're part of?
Hi, I'm sorry, it connected through my personal account, but my name is Gloria Williams, and I'm here from Riverdale Neighborhood House. I'm actually the director at RKA, Riverdale Kingsbridge Academy 141.
Hi, welcome.
Hi.
All right, so we'll get started. The first thing on our agenda is just the approval of the committee minutes from April 29th, 2025. I feel like I just saw y'all because it's been so late. So the minutes were emailed around and also it is in front of you. Are there any changes that need to be made?
I didn't see any.
I didn't either.
All right, is there a motion?
To approve the minutes.
Anyone want a second?
Second.
And all in favor? Aye,
Hi.
great. All right, next on our agenda, I wanna, before I get to the chairperson's report, we have to amend the agenda to add, our guest speakers from Atmosphere Academy to the agenda. So they will be our number 4 agenda item for tonight. Yeah, we have to amend it. Yeah.
Oh, this is already amended.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's why I'm confused.
Yeah.
Like, this is already amended.
Is there anyone,
Yeah, I'll do a motion.
and anyone want a second?
Second.
And all in favor? Aye. No abstentions, no opposition. So Atmosphere Academy on their programming, opportunities and open enrollment process will be our 4th agenda item. And next is my chairperson's report. This is our last youth committee meeting of the year. And I just want to say thank you all to the committee members for, we're a small committee, but we've got so much done this year. And we've definitely put on a lot more programming than previous years, had more guest speakers. So, thank you all so much for all the work that you all did. And going into this committee this year and coming in, we're all new to this committee, so we're all learning together and collaborating. So thank you so much. And then the second thing is I attended the Yankees Leadership Award ceremony on last month with our district manager Farah Cool Rubin. And we celebrated the recipients of the Yankee Leadership Award. We had 5 nominees, and they all received their award and the certificate and some money from the New York Yankees. But yeah, that's all from my chair's report. And now I'm gonna pass it on to Atmosphere Academy. Welcome. And they'll be talking about their programming, opportunities, and open enrollment. So I'm gonna turn it over to y'all. Let me ask y'all to unmute. Who's gonna be presenting on your behalf? Wait, I'm asking y'all to unmute. Oh, you're able to unmute, Mary?
Yeah, I was able to unmute. It doesn't really matter. It was gonna be Hamlin. But we can take turns.
Sure, we
Yeah, so
can,
we'll
we can
turn it
take
over to
turns,
you
that's
all.
fine.
Go ahead, Chloe, begin.
So, we're basically here to talk about the middle school and, our mission and the fact that we have open enrollment right now. So we also, we're in the process of enrolling for an elementary school that we recently got approved for. So basically what our mission is we try to bring highly engaging, materials from inside the classroom to outside the classroom. And we try to bring a lot of connections from the outside world into our scholars' lives. And we also mainly service Black and Brown scholars. So the fact that we are a restorative justice school and we're trying to offer opportunities that otherwise a lot of our students in our community would not have access to otherwise for free. We have a lot of reward and merit-based trips that are now international. The high school has gone to Japan. The middle school has gone to the Bahamas, also Costa Rica. These are also service and study trips, excuse me. So scholars basically work towards this all year and they're rewarded for their efforts with a chance to go pretty much no expenses paid to these locations and service a community that they've learned about prior to coming to the environment. So this is all in an effort to kind of produce a well-rounded individual, not just a well-rounded student, quote unquote. And we offer classes in English, language, math, the arts advisory, which essentially is how to be a good person 101. Science, social studies, electives, and restorative justice. So how to navigate commonplace conflict in a restorative manner versus in a punitive manner. Mary, if I missed anything.
Yeah, sure. Can add on, like she had mentioned, we're from 6 to 12. One of the great things is that what makes us very different as a charter school is that we take in scholars that have an IEP. So we have ICT program. We have also a 12 to 1, just giving those students the opportunity to also grow within our school. What's amazing is that as we collaborate not only with each other, we have just opened the 12th grade, which we just finished now completely enrolling high school, which is going great. But we also want to communicate and connect with others just to let them know what we're bringing to the table, not only as a school, but also engaging parents, the community, and everybody, and just coming together and collaborating on building a better future for our scholars. Ms. Cobb, Modestine Cobbs can also relate to that. We just wanted to give you guys the opportunity to hear us, to come and visit anytime you would like, just to see our building. We have in 22 Marble Hill, we have, let's say, 6th through 7th, in which me and Ms. Hamlin share that building, but we have 8th grade in another, and then high schools also, since they have branched, they're in also different campuses. So it gives the allowance for students not only feel like, hey, I'm in a home away from home, feeling the need to not only experience with growth, we have equestrian, we have all these other programs that help scholars with, let's say, just understanding the outside world, that although we're in the Bronx, right, there is a beauty within us, and just to venture off and see what the world comes with. So from sailing to having the opportunity to play sports with baseball, basketball, volleyball, soccer. And Ms. Cobbs will talk to you a little bit more of high school.
Yeah, so as I said, all of that, we are enrolling for the upcoming school year, and including our mission is to really engage more of the families in the Bronx community. A lot of families really don't know much about Atmosphere, so we would like to partner with different organizations, community centers, even schools, the district, to bring more families together to get them to learn more about Atmosphere and what we do, who we are, what we represent. So that's what we're here for, and that's our mission. So we hope to, like, in the future, continue to work with you, continue to partner on different events that y'all may have in the district. We could come and speak to kids in a community center, churches, anywhere we could really spread the word of Atmosphere. A lot of parents don't know about charter schools. So that's what we're here to do.
Yeah, thank you so much. You mentioned you just opened up an elementary school. Where is that gonna be located?
So the elementary is in the works. They'll be opening in 2 years. We just got the approval for the elementary.
What location will it be located at? Do you-
Right now, that has not been shared. He's still working on that.
Any questions, Karen?
Yes. I wanted to know a couple of things. You mentioned reward and merit programs. And so I wanted to know more about, what makes it a reward and a merit? And does that mean that it excludes some students who are not getting a reward or a merit?
So I could speak more to that. So we have various levels of rewards and merits. So it's basically built so that there's an access point for all scholars, because obviously there's no such thing as a cookie cutter kid. All children learn differently. They all have different struggles. They all go through different things. So we try to meet them where they're at, regardless of where they're at. So we have merits based on growth, and we have merits based on performance, and basically we have the top 10, maybe the top 20 in the school. So essentially, for example, we just took, Ms. Vilsis and myself just took some scholars on a reward trip to Dave and Buster's. It was based off of attendance. So these are scholars that either got off of attendance plans throughout the year, or scholars who had perfect attendance throughout the entire year. So not necessarily just scholars who got 100% attendance. We also have the bigger reward trips are based off of, it's a combination of basically how your behavior and your classes, and you being at a certain level. So you don't necessarily have to be a straight A student the whole time. You're able to stumble, misstep, come back, essentially, and all scholars every quarter get a new fresh start to gain new rewards. So maybe I didn't get a certain status this year. We have a star system that denotes a mixture of behavior and academic merit. And every quarter the system restarts. So if I didn't get something last quarter, this quarter I have an opportunity to get something. Even if I have approached getting the next level, there's a base level. The base level system is approaching the first level. So I don't even have to necessarily reach level 1 to be acknowledged for my progress. I could be close to level 1 and be acknowledged, if that makes sense. So depending on what you want as a student and what your interests are, because the higher level reward trips are also geared towards different areas of studies and career. So I know the trip to the Bahamas is based on like marine life study. So is the trip to Costa Rica. I was able to go last year. That was my first trip, my first international award trip I was able to chaperone. Even as a career educator, it was probably one of my best experiences that I've ever had as an educator, being able to see things that kids are able to conceptually learn in a classroom for years and then actually go do it without having to come out of their pocket to do so. This is not really a thing that most places are even able to do. So there's an entry point for every kid there, and not all those kids are necessarily on the honors track. We have kids who are in the general ed classes and ICT classes. A lot of my scholars this year who got approved for next year's reward trip are in the 12 to 1 setting, which is one of the first years we've even been able to do that.
Another
And
great,
so I had a question too about ICT. What does ICT mean? And I'm just glad to hear your explanation, because that was my underlying concern, that there wouldn't be access points for all children, and it sounds like there are, and that's fantastic. So I applaud you for your work and making sure that everybody has an opportunity to have an experience.
that's right.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
to piggyback on what Hamlin said, an ICT, I'll go into the ICT first. So an ICT setting has general ed students and it has students that have an IEP, right? Special ed, giving them that opportunity to feel that although they have an IEP, no, everyone is treated the same. There's differentiation going on in the classroom where the student can continue to grow, but see that everything in a different lens, right? Because we have different type of learners. We have visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. So making sure that you're in this classroom, you have not only a teacher that is regular ed, but also special ed certified. Me coming from a classroom setting at Atmosphere, I've been there for about 6 years now, and I was the special ed teacher that worked alongside with a general ed teacher. And what helps with that is that you see the growth, and it's so rewarding to see that students get Atmosphere gear. So we have Atmosphere gear. This is the staff one, but they have Atmosphere gear that students get the reward. Piggyback from Hamlin said, every quarter, getting that acknowledgement, even if you came from 1 star, now you're a 2-star, 3-star, and you're a superstar. So seeing that different gear and looking forward to that.
And my other question, I'm sorry, do you all have other questions? So before I ask the restorative justice question, how do you outreach to parents? What are some of the ways that you do that?
So I can answer that. So with outreach to parents, we have our partner schools. So with these partner schools, we'll reach out to them, we'll send them our information, we'll go and visit the schools. We'll do like community events with other community centers. We just recently did the Bronx Week Parade. So that was a good opportunity to connect with parents in the Bronx, to hand out some of our information. So we do this throughout the whole school year, even throughout the summer. I will find like some help fairs that I can go and reach parents to educate them more on our charter school, what we offer, and things of such.
To piggyback on what Ms. Modestine said, as grade leaders, me and Ms. Hamlin, we collaborate and bring parents in. We had a cafe con leche, have coffee, and let's say not only the parents come in, but they also sit within the child comes in. We have different events. So monthly, we have these events to just keep the parents not only engaged or understanding what we're bringing to the table, but also seeing their child being recognized and the child having their parent come in and being recognized as this is to be proud, right? And so just having that communication with them and just letting them know how can we help you, especially with my L department, with the L students, which is English language learners. And so that's one of the things that we see a lot of Hispanics coming in, asking for the help. How can we go onto Kickboard or let's say Power School? So that outreach, which is very important.
Kevin, Cesar, your questions?
Not necessarily a question, but I did want to applaud the comment about not just developing well-rounded students, but well-rounded people. I think that's very important. So anything that the board can do to help, we look forward to it. So thank you.
Yeah, I also have a comment too. I'm a special ed teacher. I've taught 15 to 1 and also ICT. And we've seen like our 15 to 1 or smaller setting students get to like, you know, they don't necessarily get to go on those trips, or they're like, you know, considered a behavior problem, or, you know, so like I applaud that they're being able to go on these trips too, and not feeling sidelined or othered, you know? So, you know, thank you and your team for that work, and for, you know, the students with IEPs.
You had another question? Dr. Short,
Just
Justice?
another question, and again, I just also wanna add to the applause that you all are getting, you're doing fantastic work. I come from a special ed teacher, just so you know, my mom, was a special ed teacher in East Harlem for years and years and years. And I love that the terminology has evolved around special ed. They had some ugly terminology back in the day, that no longer exists, and so it is just really nice to hear your work. And I feel like even though you all didn't know her, you're the prodigy and progeny of her, and the trailblazers like her who did this work back in the day. So, I really appreciate you. That is from the heart, because she was my heart, but that's a whole nother story. Don't make me cry.
Thank you, we appreciate it.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
her
much.
school- Yes, her school was in, the building where, 106 in Park, where the BT, filmed, that was her school back in the day. And then it became the studio for 106 in Park, and so, that to tell you how long ago it was. And then to come full circle, when I was at HPD, which is the Housing Preservation and Development, I had a community-based office there, so it was just so weird, the connection, you know, but anyway. I just wanted to know a little bit more about restorative justice and what that means to you, because I find that people use restorative justice differently. And I wanted to hear what that means to you and why you think that that's important for your scholars.
Sure, I can respond to that. The restorative justice piece for me specifically is very poignant to me. That was one of the biggest reasons why I came to Atmosphere. I taught English for 9 years before I came to Atmosphere in both charter and a DOE, and I had never been in a setting where restorative justice practices were not just like talked about, but it was integrated in the kids' day. So restorative justice essentially, I'm sure you guys are all aware that punitive punishments, which are punishments that kind of have permanent impact on the kid's record, statistically put Black and brown children in contact with the police at something like 10 times the rate of non-Black and brown children. So ideally, the goal is to keep our kids in school, keep them safe, and make sure they're not in the path of conflicts like that, so they're not put in situations that could potentially become problematic. So the whole mindset behind restorative justice is to kind of foster that type of mindset before you get into the environment where you need to actively have mastered it. Ideally, it's not the best, like anything else. You wouldn't go pro before you practice first. So you wouldn't put a child in a setting where you're going to have expectations that you may not have been educated on how to really meet this expectation, and then put the leverage of your future against you, or leverage your future against you for with some of those consequences potentially. So in restorative justice, they essentially learn how to navigate general conflict, even in a sense where if there's an interpersonal problem in the classroom, it is a environment where the entire class as a class can transparently speak about their problem, and the adult is more so the mediator versus leading the conversation. The kids are able to speak to each other transparently and talk through their problems in a structured environment, and have an adult actually walk them through what conflict resolution in real time in terms that they can understand looks like. In addition to a curriculum that's based on certain issues that they're going to experience based off of their age and what grade they're in. So 8th grade looks different than 7th grade, looks different than 6th grade. Puberty, decision-making, avoiding drugs, abstinence, XYZ, whatever it looks like in that grade level, it would be given to them in a age-appropriate manner. So they can basically take that into the outside world and their interactions in school when they're not here. So regardless of whatever type of education you're getting on how to navigate real life situations, not just I can read, I can write, I could do math, how to actually navigate that from someone they see every day, someone that they trust who actually understands where they're coming from in a practical sense, if that makes sense.
And the beauty about it is that our culture team, which is our deans, they actually have, this is an actual class within our school. So there's restorative justice class where they come in and sit in a circle and talk about how they feel. Also, the counselors also there, giving them the opportunity not only to voice their feelings, but know that this is a safe circle to actually speak about their problems. And then coming together as a team and coming together as a team and making sure that we look at the full circle, right? To talking to the teachers, talking to the deans and the counselors and the child, coming into that perspective as to how we're gonna help this scholar not only grow mentally, physically, and emotionally. So it's very important in our school.
So scholars do have a discipline system, but within that discipline system, there are tiered steps that basically look at the whole child and the whole scenario before issuing consequences. And we go with the least punitive route first before we step in with any punitive punishments. So they're, instead of detention, they get reflection. So scholars, if they take away from the school environment in some way, they put back into that school environment before coming back. So they're not just necessarily being punished just for the sake of being punished. You take away from your school environment, or like any environment, you have to put back into it in order to be back in the circle. And once that is finished, that's finished. So this is not something that's held against you now for necessarily the rest of the year. And that it only highly egregious consequences are things that can color multiple quarters. And even then, we have scholars that have issues come back the next year with a fresh start.
Any other questions? Sylvia, do you have any questions? Sylvia is our education and libraries chair. So I just want to make sure she can ask any questions she has. Sylvia?
I just want to say that a few years ago, well, actually, I'm not sure how many years ago, Mr. Collins had come to the Education Committee and proposed this charter school. And he was very impressive. And I am so thrilled that you guys are doing so much for the children. But I was told that you were going to talk about after-school programs. Is that also on your agenda?
Yeah.
So that is actually on my agenda. And so the individuals that you have been speaking with and you've been hearing up to this point, Sylvia, are the Atmosphere Leadership's team. And they work alongside West Tab. And West Tab is a partner of Atmosphere for over 9 years. I think the Atmosphere has been there for 10 years, and we're going on our 10th year with them now. And so if I may, I think this is a perfect time to introduce West Tab and the after school program if everybody concurs.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Sylvia. Well, let's start with who West Tab is. West Tab is a nonprofit organization that since 1983 has been trying to resolve the homelessness problem in New York, Yonkers, Westchester, White Plains, and since then they've operated a number of shelters, transitional housing buildings, and have built permanent housing buildings in all these areas. Right now in the works, we have 3 buildings that are going up. And that's something that I'd like to talk to the community board separately. Today, I'm here to support a partner. West Tab has been the after-school program in Atmosphere for approximately 10 years. And our after-school efforts are synergistically aligned with the school's efforts. So we do not call I'm gonna use this word, everybody forgive me from Atmosphere. We don't call them students. We collaboratively call them scholars. We don't have punitive measures. We collaboratively try to assist the students. In the after-school program, we serve as an ancillary. So if they're not teaching piano one year, we're teaching piano, we're teaching drums, we're teaching guitar. Okay, so that if the school is not doing something, we're serving as that program. We're funded by the Department of Youth and Community Development, DYCD, along with West Hab contributors and funders. So we run a very enriching program that runs from 2:30 in the afternoon, where historically we have participated in entering classrooms and assisting teachers with the end of their school day. And we hope to get back to that next year. And then we run classes like constitutional law, arts and crafts, computer programming, AI, artificial intelligence programming, basketball, baseball, and all the athletic things that we can do to support some of the students who don't actually make the baseball team. So if they don't make the baseball team, then they don't fall behind. They are not left behind. You know, they come and play baseball for West Tab, and we play for fun, and we help them get better. And we say, don't worry, next year's another year. If they don't make the volleyball team, the same thing. They don't make the basketball team. We run our own basketball team, and we're in conjunction with the DYCD, we have them play in a very simplified league. West Ave has been doing this in your community now for 10 years. In the Spuyten Duyvil area, which is the Riverdale area, we run an after-school program at PS24.
Oh,
Yes, we run a K-5 program at PS24, a very successful program. And then the middle school program is in the Atmosphere Marble Hill building, which is 6th to 8th grade. All of our programs are very, very much geared toward enriching the lives of children through opportunities that they may not be receiving either at home, or they're not just getting in school because the schedule for this year says, oh, we're not teaching guitar. I said, well, so we'll teach guitar in after school. And next year
right.
they may teach guitar and we'll teach drums. And we go back and forth. The relationship has been a wonderful relationship, both at PS24 with Stephen, the principal, and with Mr. Collin here at Atmosphere. And so we look forward to continuing to serve our community. We have a lot of children that come to us, not so much because they absolutely want to be with us initially. Their parents need somewhere to keep their kids safe, and we provide that safekeeping. And then they fall in love with all the activities. And I mean everything from STEM to pottery to baking to cooking classes. Um, and what I'd like to point out is that we do it with the support because we're using the very same classrooms that Atmosphere is using. So they empty them out quickly for us and then we hit it. Um, we use the same classrooms, the same areas. We are there to support each other in any way that we can. But we are definitely making a lot of difference in the lives of those children and those parents who can't get to pick up their kids at 3 o'clock.
Right,
And
right.
we are keeping them safe till 6. Not only are we keeping them safe, but one of the biggest points that we hit is we do their homework with them. So everyone that works with the West Tab program, the after school program, is trained to assist them in the core classes, English, science, math, and history. Obviously, I'm not a mathematician, so the kids are teaching me math, but that's okay, right? I mean, and so that's all right. But as the director of the program, it's my responsibility to just keep them safe, to keep the community aware that this is an option for the community, whether it's an elementary school option or a middle school option, and to let you know that Atmosphere has given a lot of thought to their curriculum, their STAR status program that has trickled into and has positively embraced our after school program. And so collaboratively, we think we're doing a great service to the parents that come here and attend with us. I'll just leave it at that if there are any questions.
Does
Right.
any of the
It
committee members
sounds
have
wonderful.
questions?
It
I'm
really
sorry?
does. Is there information that somewhere where I can get in touch with you?
Oh, absolutely. What I'll do is, I'll email the community board, but and Sylvia, I'll get your contact information and I'll send you an email with my information, and we could talk offline about as many questions as you wish.
Does the committee have any?
I think that my committee,
Sylvia, hold on for a second,
Yeah.
sorry. I just wanna
Uh,
open it up to the committee first. Any questions? No?
No.
Alright, go ahead, Sylvia. Sylvia, are you?
another question, just one, how large is the school now? How many students do you have, or scholars?
Are you
I
asking how many participants, how many scholars are
I don't know,
in the after
my
school program?
I think Sylvia
It's
is asking how
frozen.
many students are in the school, like through,
Scholars.
how many scholars are in the 6 to 12 program currently?
No, I know that originally there were 250 children, students or scholars, but I wondered, I know that you're in a number of different locations, so you've outgrown the one in Marble Hill. So I wondered if you could give us number of how many children are in all of the Atmosphere Academy.
Sure, we've absolutely outgrown 22 Marble Hill as as one site. I'm assuming that you're speaking about when most likely we just like Mr. Angel said we just celebrated, I believe it was the beginning of this year was our 10-year anniversary. At one point I believe 22 Marble Hill was the only building. So now at this point, we have split into several campuses based on middle school and high school. So as of this year, I believe I have around about, I want to say 253 students in 7th grade. Ms. Vilsis could list her number, I want to say it might 159. So she has 159 students. I have about 250 students. I want to say 8th grade roundabout is maybe 280, 290. So I taught English, not math. But don't test me. But now the middle school alone is servicing about roundabout 600 scholars, possibly more. The high school is our newer sites, so those grade
Wow.
levels as they've added onto each other have grown. The smallest grade level right now, I believe, is 12th grade. Don't let me sit here and make up these numbers.
That's very
um,
impressive.
But the high school is growing also exponentially, being that it is our newest site, and newer sites tend to reach capacity quicker, especially as you add grade levels. So they might be at or matching the middle school by next year, if not more.
Yeah,
Very good. Wonderful.
so we
Very
currently are
impressive.
like at like 1,400 students altogether.
Wow.
If anyone doesn't have any questions for me, I have to jump off to another call. We have a meeting with a very positive supporter that is looking to support the after-school program at Atmosphere.
Grab them.
Yeah, and you know what? When those people say, "Okay, this is the time," we really want to make sure we get on that call. So
I don't
thank
blame
so-
you. Good
Yeah,
luck.
thank you so much. And Sylvia, I'll
Thank you
I'll
so
get
much,
back in touch with
Angel.
you starting tomorrow.
Okay,
Thank you
very
so
good.
much.
Thank
Thank you
you.
to everyone, and thank you to the Bronx Community Board 8 for allowing me the opportunity to introduce myself, West Tab, and the Atmosphere After School Program.
No,
Great,
thank you
thank
for all
you.
the work that you do.
Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
for taking the
Angel.
time.
You're welcome, guys. Bye-bye.
Have a good afternoon.
Thank you
evening.
so much. Is there any other questions for Atmosphere? I think we have time for one more. Alright, well, thank you so much to the Atmosphere team. Just so you know, my niece was a founding student in the 6th grade, 6, 7, 8. And I think her face is still on the 22 Marble Hill building still. But she loved it. Unfortunately, they didn't have the high school at the time, so she couldn't continue. But she loved when she was Atmosphere, and I met Colin Green so many times.
What was
so
her
yeah,
name?
It was Emily Singh.
Emily Singh. Okay, I'll keep that in
Yeah,
mind.
so she like,
I'm
she
gonna
like.
look
Lines up.
Yeah. Well, thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Have a great evening.
Thank you, bye.
Bye.
Thank you, good night.
Good
Good night,
night.
thank you. So before we get into the next item, I just wanna give Stefani a chance to introduce yourself, where you're from, which organization.
Do we look at?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, I'm like, I don't know where to look at. Good evening, everybody. Sorry for my tardiness, I was trying to find this place. But yeah, to reintroduce myself, my name is Jasvani Valley. I'm the program director at MMCC Fort Independence. We're originally located at Bailey's Avenue next to the Fort Independence NYCHA development. However, due to a lot of transitions happening from NYCHA to the PAC company, there is a big capital project going on with our center being renovated. So as of today, we have been relocated to PSMS 37 Multiple Schools of Intelligence. And to run our day-to-day programs such as after school. And then at evening time, we are relocated at MMCC Marble Hill Community Center. It is the NYCHA development near Broadway, 5365 Broadway. And so that's where we run our teens and adult centers, ages starting from middle school and up.
Thank you. And we'll come back to like the programming for the summer in a little bit. Oreleni Baez, if you just wanna say your name and if you're part of a community-based organization.
Hi, good afternoon. Well, good evening. My name is Odaleni Baez. I am a resident of the district. So I am actually, I'm in graduate school now. I'm pursuing a master's in public health. And one of our policy classes just required that we get involved in like a community board meeting or meet with like a local council member in order to see how policy is enacted based on the community-based level. And I was not successful meeting with my council members, so I was very lucky to get in and join one of your Zoom meetings. So I'm just here like observing.
Welcome, thank you for joining. So next we're gonna go to the community organization announcements. And I'll pass it on to Gloria Williams from Riverdale Neighborhood House. The point of this agenda item is just to go through some of the programming that your centers or your community organizations will have this summer. And that way we can promote it to our larger community board 8 district. So I'll pass it on to Gloria and then I'll pass it back on to Bonnie. Hi, Gloria. It's on mute, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm unmuted now. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. First
Okay,
of
I
all,
had
thank
to
you so
leave.
much for nominating a student for the Yankee.
Oh my God,
Leadership
thank you.
Award. And I'm really excited it was that student, Daya.
She was very excited. She kept coming back to ask me about it. And then the whole Yankee experience. She said her mom was crying. She had a wonderful time. I want to thank you again. And normally when we nominate someone, they get it. So I don't know. I think it's the luck of me. Yeah, so we've been collaborating with that with you all for years. Going on 19 years here at RKA, Riverdale Kingsbridge Academy. Middle school, high school, 141, grades 6 through 12. So it'll be 19 years as the director of the after school program. And I host the summer rising program now. It was just a regular summer program where we did 8 to 4, which was really great for the students in the community. But now somebody came up with summer rising, so it's not going anywhere. So we host the afternoon portion of summer rising. From let's say 11:30 to 6, and on Fridays from 8 to 6, a 10-hour day. So I wanted to just talk a little bit about the 3 programs that we host with RNH. We have a center base, which is located on Mushulu. We have RNH at RKA, which is where I'm at. And then we have RNH at Intech Academy, which Lydia is the director of that program, and she's been there with her assistant for a number of years. RNH and RKA is the only summer program, middle school summer program that we have. We're kind of grandfathered in. We've been doing it for so many years that we're grandfathered in. I just was checking the system. I have 120 slots. That was for early and mandated students. And I have 72 slots that are filled already. So there is still room. I have a wait list of 121. So what we're told by DYCD is for me to start going on the wait list and bringing students in to fill my slots. We've requested extra seating from DYCD, but because the school, see, we're not in our own school, which would be perfect. We're in PS 37 this year, and that school already has a CBO summer program and elementary summer program. So it needs to be approved by the principal for space. We can't just ask for more students and there's no more rooms for us because their program is taking up a lot of seats. So we're hopeful that we can get extra seating once the principal knows what numbers she has with the programs that are in her school already. But we're hopeful that we can reach more students. Our big dilemma with summarizing, and I know this falls on deaf ears, is summarizing. They want you to say it's from 8 until 6. But a lot of the mandated students that are there from 8 until 11:30, 12, those students don't stay for the afternoon portion. So they take up a spot that a parent who wants their child somewhere all day, you know, and if they don't give us extra seating, and like I got 120, if 60 of them opt out of the afternoon, that's 60 seats I could have for someone else. So that's our biggest problem with summarizing. I mean, I love the collaboration, but I don't think, and they have meetings for us to talk about, you know, these different things, but to me, they fell on deaf ears. And I don't know, maybe this sounds better, but I would love a morning to evening or late afternoon summer program that parents that are working. See, now the morning portion is academic. My students that are not mandated, the parents that did very well all school year, parents don't want to send them to the day part because they're like, they did wonderful in school. Why should I put them through that? That's for the students that need it or were failing, you know, so they don't want to. They want to bring the students to me in the afternoon or send them to me in the afternoon. But I'm told by DYCD, we can't accept students at noon. They have to be here from 8 until 6. So, you know, it usually starts out with a push and pull, and then DYCD will say to us, oh, you have 20 parents? Okay, let them bring them at noon. So that's our biggest problem with this summer. I don't know if anybody had questions with that, but I wanted to speak about some other things in the summer that are exciting that are going on at RNH. So we have a youth mark.
I have one question about the, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. One question about the summarizing program. Is
Yes.
that just for RKA students or is it open?
No.
Okay.
No. So we have Intech middle schoolers. We have
Okay.
our middle schoolers and PS 37 middle schoolers. But remember, there are going to be 2 CBOs in here, so they'll be split between
Right.
my summarizing and then the after school program that's already in there. She's doing summarizing. So yeah. Oh, and I was told we got other students from other schools too that are coming to us, so it's not limited.
Gotcha. All right, thank you for that. Answering that question.
Yeah. Any other questions about the summarizing program?
Any other questions about summarizing? No? All right, yeah, so I know you're going on to community events.
Yes, I wanted to just talk about, and I'm gonna send you the information through an email, but I wanted to talk about at RNH, which is the main site, which is 5521 Mashulu Avenue. Every Thursday from 1 to 6, we host a youth market. It's operated by our summer youth interns. They sell fruit and vegetables that are grown right there, RNH, and from upstate New York farms. And they're gaining job skills while supporting healthy living in our community. There's a summer, mhm,
Sorry, can you repeat what time that starts?
from 1 p.m. to 6 every Thursday.
All right, thank you.
We're also hosting a summer program, which is still open from ages 4 to 11. So the program that is on our main site that hosts the summer program is called Physique. So it's a summer camp and pool access. So they are the ones that you speak to about the pool and about the summer program. If you have children that are, if anyone has children that are 4 to 11, Physique operates it independently at our location. And you can call RNH's main number, 718-549-8100, and they're starting to take registrations and they'll give you more details.
Is there a cost for that summer program?
Yes, that's a paid summer camp. Yes.
Okay.
Another
Good to know.
any questions? I'm sorry.
No, that was it.
Another exciting something exciting for the community that we're doing is, RNH has an outdoor pool. So in June, the pool operates and is open on the weekends. And then July and August is 7 days a week. So we'll be hosting Open Community Day on Juneteenth. It's Open Community Day. And then there'll be Thursday community passes for individuals who don't have seasonal membership. And you can give a call for availability. You can call RNH's main number.
Number again, you said 718-549-8100?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's only gonna be on Juneteenth?
So far, the Open Community Day is Juneteenth, but the Thursday is considered Open Community Days, but you have to get a pass for it. So you would just call for the availability on Thursdays. They'll have Thursday passes available. So you can call in and get passes for upcoming Thursdays.
Is there any other community events?
Yes, one more community event, and I don't know if you've heard of it in the past, but we host summer events calendar. So it's music in the garden. And we've had some really good music in the garden. And that starts on June 1st. I'm gonna send you the calendar, but we have live bands, we have singers, different instruments, a salsa night is going to be on the 21st of August, but I'm going to send you the calendar because I want you to be able to post all the different events that are happening. The Music in the Garden is a really exciting event that I'm happy that we host.
No, I've been to it. It's really exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Send us if you can send us the flyers.
Yes.
We'll make sure that it's posted on our Facebook page. And also link to our website as well. That way we can help promote it and get more community members to these amazing free summer events.
Yes. It starts June 1st. Yeah, okay. June 1st is the first one is June. June 1st is going to be Riverdale Pride. So we'll be celebrating Pride in Riverdale, and June 1st is the 1st.
Yeah, we'll be tabling at Riverdale Pride.
Yes, I will definitely send you one of our flyers that just hosts all the events.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for allowing. Any questions? But I wanted to just say thank you for allowing me to speak.
Thank you, Ms. Williams.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Y'all have a good night and get home safe.
Okay, you too. Thank you so much.
All right, I'm gonna pass it back to Giovanni. You wanna talk about like events they are coming up, any programming?
Well, thank you for having me, of course. I just want to first say thank you to the community board for on behalf of Four Independents and, Mr. Bruce Sanchez, who was a recipient of the New York Yankees Youth Leadership Award. I just wanna say thank you. Those type of awards, acknowledgements, and recognition is a really important thing for our teens nowadays, because it just gives them some sort of ownership of their accomplishments. And it's a sort of milestone that they really do need before taking that step towards adulthood. So I just want to say thank you guys for that opportunity and allow me to give in my nominee for Mr. Bruce Sanchez. As far as our summer camp program this year, so as of now, we are located at 37. As you can, the Riverdale Housing, summer camp, they will be at 37, while we will be actually at BX, 10X007, Milton Fine. P- Yeah, we will be having a capacity of 60 slots for participants. As of now, we have 37 available. So, I actually brought some some applications, copies of this, so you guys can just make copies or see if you guys know anybody that is interested. I'll give that to you.
What age is that for?
We accept participants from grades K through 8.
Okay.
Also, basically the parents would just have to fill out a complete application with the updated medical and just a passport size picture of the participant. Our program runs from 8 AM to 6 PM. We provide breakfast, warm meals, lunches at noon, and snacks, an hour before dismissal. And then this year, our trips that we will be going to are, I Play America, the Funplex, Legoland, Quasi Amusement Parks, and Lake Compounds. So that's that's our trips that we go on every Thursday. For our middle school program, we actually like to make them explore a lot. So what I'm talking about is that we give them opportunities to explore the city of New York. So each week we plan on having our middle school participants explore important parts of the Bronx, Manhattan, Queens, Brooklyn, taking them to either Coney Island, Central Park, Battery Park, Brooklyn Bridge, and there's also some historical meaning behind a lot of these monuments in New York City. So that's one thing that we're actually gonna be implementing towards our middle school program this year. And that is about it for.
And what are the trips again?
For all our participants, it's I Play America.
What's that?
It's basically like Dave and Buster's.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
in Long Island. Actually in Jersey. The Funplex is another another sort of Dave and Buster's. Legoland, Quasi Amusement Park, and Lake Compounds, which are,
What is Quasi and the Lake Compound? I never heard of those two.
it's like a water park.
Oh,
Basically, it's really big. It's one of our most popular trips that we go to.
Mhm.
That's why we kind of like save the best for last.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're called Quasi?
Quasi?
Quasi, QUASSY,
And where is that?
located in Middlebury, Connecticut.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
That is
And
true.
It's also an hour, presumably.
And then what's the other one?
Lake Compounds, COMPOUNCE,
COM?
POUNCE, located in Bristol, Connecticut.
Oh, okay. It's all Connecticut.
Are there any high school programming or was that just SYUP?
For now, we do have SYP. We also accept volunteers, because we do have a counselor and training CIT program. So that way, those that haven't been, because SYP is a lottery-based program. So for those that don't normally get selected, a lot of parents come to us and ask us, what can we provide? So their kids aren't just at home all day watching TV. So this is something that we implemented since last year, and we normally do get a big group of teenagers to come and volunteer during our summer camp program.
Okay. Do you have a flyer for the volunteer?
Yeah, I could
Can
send
you,
that to
can
you.
you,
Yeah.
send this? Any other questions?
MMCC is Montefiore, that's what it is, right?
I'll show you.
Montefiore.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
And then as far as for community events, this Saturday, we will be having our annual Mother's Day brunch in collaboration with MMCC Marble Hill and PSMS 37. It is open to all parents in the Fort Independence community. or all mothers, caregivers, parents. This is a good opportunity that we like to do every year, just to give acknowledgements to those caregivers, to the participants and children that we look after on a day-to-day basis. I have small invitations to give out to you guys. You guys are more than welcome to come. There will be food, music, and a lot of activities throughout the brunch.
Very good.
Any other questions? Sylvia, do you have any questions? Any questions? No, okay. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Also, yeah, after already gave me something to give to you.
Okay, thank you.
It's about the TNT, committee meeting.
Okay,
The X, if you could distribute it out.
I got you. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Thank you so much.
Good night.
You
Keep up the
too.
good work.
Thank you.
No, we're still on community organization announcements.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
from two organizations. One
Okay.
of them, or that I work closely with as part of the Brunswick Coalition. One of, first is the Mekong NYC, which is located in the university. They have their intergenerational summer program, 13 to 21, focusing on the history and culture of Southeast Asia. For folks that do not know, Mekong is a very Cambodian and Vietnamese-based organization here in the Bronx to do a lot of work both, not both, throughout the country and also internationally as well. Had the pleasure of hopping on at 7 a.m. for their meeting.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, no, 7 a.m. for us, but then for the folks in the Philippines, it was like 8 p.m. and then the folks in California, they were on at 4.
4 in the morning.
Yeah, so I was like very,
Oh my goodness.
yeah, so for a lot of the works that they do is it's also very international, very much national works, and just want to highlight for anyone. They are starting their intergenerational summer program that's mainly aimed at Cambodian and Vietnamese youth, so that they can learn more about history and culture of Southeast Asia, what has happened like through their countries, especially in the, like as it is their 50 years since the wars that have ravaged both Vietnam and Cambodia.
Wow.
They want to highlight that, and this is also a means for them to develop leadership and political understanding as well, / stipend program.
What are the ages?
13 to 21.
13 to 21?
Yeah, and then for Sisters and Brothers United, they're finalizing their summer programming currently. I thought we were gonna have one more of these meetings. So,
You can send it over.
yeah, so we will send it over just cause the director for that side was very much like, hey, if there's another meeting, we will have everything ready by then, knowing that we would have had an earlier meeting for next month. But yeah, so we're finalizing their political education summer programming, where a lot of it is like, how do people do power mapping? How do people how do youth understand a lot of what is going around, both with regards to political education, but also how do you turn your own experiences into action? So a lot of the works that looked like last year became the youth voter platform that they worked on this year, because they understood it's like a lot of the youth can't vote because obviously age, but it's like they transformed it into their platform now of, hey, these are the things that we had youth from across the Bronx say are things that matter to them, as opposed to can vote. If you are saying that you are aligned with like youth and you want to amplify youth vote, here are the things that they have been ranking. How does your vote fall in line with these? So that's the work they did last summer to this summer, and they're finalizing their works then for this summer as well, especially on the heels of the mayoral race and the other races currently.
Maybe you don't have the answer, but is there a place where the public can see that? Cause that'd be really interesting.
Yeah.
That is also one of the things when I was like, that's part of one that's being finalized. Once it is, I will share it out with I'll share it out.
Perfect.
So I'll ask, I have a meeting with Crystal, who is the organizing director and previous director of Sisters and Brothers United. I'll ask her tomorrow when I see her.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know which way, this is an aside, I'm sorry. I'm confused about which way the camera, because some of us are facing that way.
No, it rotates.
No,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, because, and I hate this because we have this at my office as well. Both of these owls are on, so that means they are both tracking. And so as people speak, it will like focus in on them.
Oh.
So when people stop speaking or stop making noises, it will stop focusing
Oh,
on that person.
it's not like I'm looking that way, I'm looking this way, which
Yeah,
way? you going?
but both of them have a camera on
Right.
top, that's
Okay.
usually,
Okay, oh, that's what, okay,
yeah.
I was confused, I'm sorry.
I'm always confused whenever I have the
Yes, and
owls.
I'm a Luddite, but so that's another issue.
But yeah, I just want to highlight those 2 points.
Oh, thank you.
Any other?
I would too love to know, like Kevin, the feedback, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll have,
Because people always say they're focused, and then you don't,
Right.
I don't really know what that means, yeah.
Any other announcements? Say so.
no, because I also forgot when early voting is.
Oh, early
Voting
voting
is the
starts
14th.
on the
14th.
12th,
Oh,
the 12th,
The 12th, yeah.
yes,
the 12th to
to the
the,
22nd.
22nd.
Yes.
yes,
Mhm.
yes, just pointing that out since we do not meet until,
No, sure.
Yeah,
oh, is our.
and our
committee-
site is, I don't know what our site is, cause it changed for me, like it changed to
We have
Is it the
to,
Y?
we
It's at
have
the
the
Y.
Y or
at
Intech.
Intech.
I go at Intech.
I was at Intech, but now I'm at the Y,
Yeah.
so I think we're at the Y.
Yeah, yeah.
Because those
Oh.
are not mine.
Oh, and then we have MMCC in Norwood
Oh,
and yours.
Mine's was at the, it's been at Monroe at times, it was at the nursing. Right, the nursing home.
Okay.
on the Manhattan College Parkway,
No, university.
okay,
Yeah, so that
Oh,
one
yeah.
always changes, but I also just wanna mention that now because I think. I do not remember if we meet as all
We meet,
afterwards.
we have one more full board,
right,
in June.
Yeah, but isn't that the late one?
It'll be later, yeah, because of the Philharmonic.
right.
Yeah, so that's why it's like, just.
Oh, so, right, we have it, what day is it?
I have
The
to,
Philharmonic is on what day? It's on the 25th, isn't it?
I have to double
That's a
check.
Sunday, right?
No.
Oh,
No,
June,
no,
yeah,
it's in
sorry.
I'm not sure.
Alright,
But yes,
Okay.
all that tangent aside.
yep, let's wrap this up. Any old business?
Nope.
Any new business? No?
No.
Alright, so, and adjournment?
Second.
Alright, so I'm calling the meeting to end at 7:39. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening. And just a reminder, this is our last youth committee meeting for this year. We will be picking the committee meetings, we'll be picking it back in September, assuming I'm still chair. But they will be restarting in September. Alright, thank you all so much.
Thank you,
Okay.
everyone.
Have a great evening. Let me stop recording. Thanks,
Have a good
Sylvia.
evening, Sylvia.